Knight Templars were the most unique and mysterious warrior group in history. Introduced first as a religious cult devoted to protecting the life of pilgrims visiting Jerusalem, they progressively expanded their duties to become combatants in Crusader wars, and rather surprisingly, also served as the world's earliest banking system. This strange arrangement came about because pilgrims would deposit their belongings to the order as credit. The Templar Order also received large sums of donations from Europe for their holy duties. With its clear mission and ample resources, the Order grew rapidly. Templars were advanced shock troops in key battles of the Crusades. Their heavily armored knights mounted on war horses would charge at the enemy, ahead of the main Crusader army in an attempt to break opposition lines. They were trained to fight till death, as the Templar cross on their armor was a symbol of martyrdom. Their white mantle was so much a part of their life that they could neither dine nor speak with their brethren without adorning it. The Templar code of life was completely different from other military orders whose warriors were accustomed to fame and glory. Templars, on the other hand, were asked to live in poverty completely devoted to God and religion, which is rather funny, because the order as a whole was as rich as the Pope. Men were expected to be free of pride and arrogance. Upon joining the group, one had to shun all his material desires. Ties with family were severed forever, and taking women for pleasure was forbidden. Although it wouldn't be surprising if they managed to get some action every now and then. While Knight Templars were the most conservative warrior group, the Immortals lived the dream of every ancient man. They were conspicuous for the large amount of gold they adorned, as they indulged in pleasure living a lavish lifestyle. Immortals was a name given by Herodotus to this elite infantry unit of 10,000 soldiers in the army of the Persian Empire. Their maintenance of this number led to their name, the Immortals. Every time an immortal was killed, wounded, taken ill, or retired, they were immediately replaced. The Immortals instantly removed their dead from the battlefield and showed no corpses to their enemies. This practice offered the illusion that these warriors were not mortals. No matter how many the enemies killed, their number would remain 10,000 strong. Their body armor comprised of overlapping plates of shining bronze and metal. With the Immortals' breastplates flashing in the sunlight, many cities simply surrendered when they first saw them approach. Their main weapon was a spear 6 feet long, while their wicker shields were covered in leather. The Immortals would stay in operation as the elite unit of the Persian Empire until they met their end through a man more immortal than them, Alexander the Great. They were defeated at the hands of Alexander in the Battle of Gaugamela, which marked not only their end, but also their empires. Perhaps not immortal after all. Like a storm unleashed from the very steps that birthed them, Mongol horse riders descended upon nations, making them extinct. The driving force that gave rise to the largest empire in history, they shot their arrows with astonishing accuracy and power while riding at full gallop. Mongol tribesmen were the original people of the horse, and horsemanship was a lifestyle for them. They practiced from a young age, honing their ability to shoot arrows effectively from horseback. One particular Mongol weapon that often tipped the balance was the unique recurve bow that, when combined with a fast pony as a firing platform, could be utterly devastating. With a reliance on light cavalry, Mongol mobility was legendary. Each cavalryman moved with 3 or 4 horses and could rotate his mount at will. This mobility allowed them to employ their most lethal battle tactic, the feign retreat, in which they drew the enemy in, retreated, and then with the cunning of wolves, encircled and dismantled their bewildered prey. The Roman Empire. History's longest-standing empire owed its grandeur to the unwavering might of its army, the Roman legionaries. At the height of its power, Rome had around 35 serving legions, but the title of the best Roman legion is often bestowed upon Legio X equestris. Formed by Julius Caesar during his stint as the governor of Hispania, Legion 10 Mounted was Caesar's first command. The legion fought under Caesar in the Gallic Wars, playing a decisive role in winning the Battle of Alesia and conquering Gaul. The group quickly became Caesar's favorite and most trustworthy legion. In the civil war against Pompey, they proved their loyalty and might yet again in battles at Ducerda and Pharsalus. The legionaries of Legio X equestris were equipped with the classic Roman armament: the gladius, short sword, pilum, heavy javelin, and scutum, large shield. Their most famous moment is remembered as the Battle of Munda, the final conflict of the Roman Civil War where sons of Pompey took arms against Caesar. Seeing his side at a disadvantage, Caesar personally entered the fray, fighting alongside his favorite warriors as he yelled to his legion, "Are you not ashamed to hand over your general to boys?" The 10th pushed back the Pompeians with all their might, winning the day and the war. In a short span of time, Legio X had become Rome's most successful legion, but what they had forgotten was the fact that their fate was too intertwined with Caesar. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, his adopted son Octavian recognized the need to disband this legion, who was overtly loyal to his late uncle. Although Legio X was only in service for less than 2 decades, their impact and success as a soldier group was more profound than some of the other legions who remained in service for centuries.